So Parimachan, first draw of the tournament, into the third round. How would you describe the game?
Well, the position was quite interesting, but it was mostly my preparation, so I think I played it more or less at home. My novelty, I played the novelty on somewhere in the opening, and he didn't know it. And I think he was under pressure after that time, so he had to find some kind of sacrifice to force the draw.
You guys have played a lot of draws together. You and Wesley. Was it a continuation of that, or you didn't want to take chances here?
Well, with black, I don't mind the draw. Of course, it's really White's problem to try to win. And after my novelty, I think he was quite a lot under pressure. I mean, I could even hope for more, but he found, I think, a fairly inaccurate way to force the draw. Otherwise, he'd be actually in serious trouble, I think.
So so after two long games, a quick draw. In about 2 hours or so. Does that give you time for rest now?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was required any rest after two games, but I mean, of course, I don't mind having a draw like this with black, especially against a strong player.
So what's the next step in the tournament now?
I think I have another black tomorrow, so it's another tough game ahead. So I think I could do with some rest now.
Thanks a lot, Parimachan, and all the best. So Wesley, after yesterday's terrible loss in the second round, was it a relief to play kind of calm draw against Parimachan?
Well, I was not really hoping for a draw because I have the white pieces, and I really wanted to win today, but I didn't find a win, and I went for a draw. Yesterday I played very bad. The game yesterday should be drawn, but I just played very bad in the end, and I'm very very sad about the game yesterday.
So how would you can you give a quick description of today's game in the third round?
Uh, we played Assyrian Nadorf, and I went for the English attack with Bishop E3, and it was theory until his Rook B8. I was not expecting Rook B8. I was expecting other moves like D4 or Bishop E7. But Rook B8 was a pretty good move, I guess, and I could not find anything else but to go for the draw.
So now you've now had 3 rounds. You've seen three different players. How would you rate this tournament? Is it one of the tougher ones that you've played in?
Yes, definitely one of the strongest tournaments I have ever played in, and it's like a chorus where you need um, all your concentration in. But I was pleased with my win on the first game, but yesterday was just a very bad game, and I know I have to work hard.
So what plans for the next few days? You still got 7 more games.
I have 7 more games, and tomorrow I'm playing Hoagie Fun.
Thanks, Wesley, and all the best. Congratulations. You've lived up to, or so far, as the top seed, 3 out of 3. So how was the game tonight?
Well, I think it was a pretty normal game. In the opening, I played a line which was played a long time ago. I think last game was in 1998. I don't remember exactly. It might have been Sweedler against Shirov. But she deviated first with Bishop A4, which I think is a new move, and it seems very harmless to me. After I played Rook A8, she had the chance to force a draw with Knight takes E7, and basically the position just gets completely simplified with opposite color bishops. But she played Knight A3, which was more ambitious. But after that, I think I have at least maybe still an equal position, but maybe my position is more comfortable to play. And at some point, I just gained total control. I had my knight on F4, and it was really difficult for her to defend. She blundered with King H1 at the end, which loses on the spot. Instead of King G1, maybe she has some chances to hold, but I think it's really unpleasant.
So 3 out of 3, does that put you or give you a definite advantage? I won't say decisive because there's still lots to come.
Well, in general, yeah, it's a nice start, but okay, there's many games to go, so it's really hard to say.
So you've had 3 wins against 3 different players. 2 more left before the first half of the tournament comes to an end. So how encouraging has it been?
Well, I was a bit worried before the tournament. Okay, normally I'm kind of worried, but playing for the first time in a different country, but now I feel kind of confident. I've started well, and in general, it's it's still a long way to go, and anything can happen. But probably I'll at least be able to solidify my position.
So now that you've been here for a few days, also comfortable or rather settled into the heat?
Yeah, now it's pretty comfortable. Okay, the heat is more than I've ever. It's hotter than anywhere I've ever been actually, but yeah, it's a nice place and I have no problems here.
Looking forward to your next game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks a lot and all the best. So Sashi, finally a win after 3 rounds. How does it feel to be on the scoreboard?
Well, it's always good to start with the win, but after last 2 games, I felt my time management was completely awful. So today I just wanted to keep as much time for me as possible and not get into time trouble, and I managed to do so. And today's game, okay, he was slightly worse, and perhaps he could have defended more. More carefully without playing f6. I thought f6 weakened his position on the king side and created a lot of weaknesses, for instance, also on e6. And after this, I felt I was clearly better, but somehow I did not manage to, put across the killing blow, you can say. And we dragged on and on until we reached a major piece endgame. We both had queen and rooks and had an extra pawn. But eventually, I guess he could have played some point, maybe rook f7 or something, and then probably we'd enter a rook and pawn endgame with the pawn up. But I believe it's winning for me because I have this extra pawn on king side, and this a pawn is much faster. But instead, he allowed me to win this queen. So after this, it's nothing much to play for. Yeah.
So basically, you had a winning situation for quite a part of the match, but it did continue for a long time, making you really work hard.
In between, I believe h4 would have quickly won. Which was pointed out by Mr. Gopakumar, the arbiter, and quite possible, yeah. Because I also feel that I've been missing a lot of moves over the past 3 days, so I would. There's still 7 more rounds to go, and I hope to be more careful from now on.
So you would say a much relieved Sashi finally gets onto the board, and how do you look at the next 7 games?
Well, still I'm on -1. I'll try to move on to a plus score, hopefully, in the forthcoming week.
Any final comment on a Category 17 tournament finally arriving in India after a long time?
Well, it's always a good sign. I am playing this tournament after a 7 years gap, so it's always there has to be a starting point, and this is the first tournament. My heartfelt gratitude to Airports Authority of India and all the staff for helping here to make this tournament happen. Yeah.
Thank you, Sashi, and all the very best for the remaining games. So there it was, a very satisfying but a very hard-working day for the Indian Grandmaster Krishnan Sashikaran, who finally caught onto the scoreboard with a win over Victor Lazinka of the Czech Republic. In the other games, in the third round of the inaugural AAI Grandmasters Chess Tournament, Parimarjan Neki drew with Wesley So, and in the third game, Hao Ivan was once again on the losing side against the leader Fabiano Caruana, who was scoring his third successive win. And now it's on to the fourth round of the AAI Grandmasters Chess Tournament to be played on Saturday.